Hi, this is Petey at BurgZerg Arcade at BurgZergArcade.com, and as you can see beside me today we have a new TV. Now I usually do these unboxings over the live stream, and over the course of the last, I don't know, 4 to 8 months, you've probably seen me, if you've been on the live stream, open up probably about 5 TVs, I guess, as we keep replacing the ones around the house, just upgrading them. The one in my office upstairs, I use a little 23-inch Acer monitor, and the power button finally died on it. It no longer works. And of course, you bring that in to get fixed. It's probably going to cost like $100 or something like that. So I thought it was just time to upgrade anyway. That monitor probably was, actually it wasn't really that old. Maybe 2 years old or something like that, but it was 23 inches. It's just time to upgrade. But anyway, this is what I got. There's nothing really fancy about it. It's a 32-inch class TV. Which means it's probably about 31.5 inches. It was the cheapest 1080p TV that I could find. I was actually regularly $500. It was on sale for 100 off. It's got a few things here. The picture wizard. This particular TV has a ton of customizations, and it will be wall mounted, so I'm not too worried about the stand here and the size. Not down here upstairs. Eventually there will be one in the wall there, but I'm not going to be doing that till next year. It is an energy saver. I'm not really sure what the Clear Voice 2 is. I know it does have 2 10-watt speakers in it. AV mode has 3 HDMI ports. I only need 2. Occasionally I have my laptop hooked up to it upstairs, and then we need one for our actual cord that comes out of our DVR. Infinite surround, then it just tells you to go to LG.com to get more info. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to hook it up to my iMac for now, just to give it a test run, see what the quality is like, and make sure there's no burnt out pixels. So with that said, let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so here we are. We've got it put back together. There's actually more screws than I thought it was going to be. 8 total just to get the base on. The base does swivel. It does not tilt though. And swiveling, there goes my stylus again. It's got a pretty decent swivel to it. I've hit the button to turn it on. And it's actually bringing me through the instructions. I'm going to go ahead and take off all the protective condom on it. Now normally I'd wait till I get upstairs to do this, just to help keep fingerprints down, but I'll just go ahead and do it now. Let me see. Comes with your standard looking remote. Nothing fancy about it. It takes 2 AAA batteries, which they do include. I think it's been quite a while since I've picked up any sort of gadget that had a remote control that did not include batteries. That's kind of neat. The little latch at the back where you put your batteries in is actually attached. I don't lose them very often. To be honest, I think I've only ever lost one. And there we go. So provided I got this set up right, let's see, there we go. I'm just going to quickly go through the menus here and setting it up. It doesn't seem very responsive. Well, the down does, but up didn't. So we're going to go ahead and select English, home use. Time zone is Eastern. They have daylight savings time, auto. Before starting, be sure to connect the antennas connected. I'm not too worried about that because we don't use an antenna. So let's see, how do we switch to our HDMI imports? Right here, input. Now I've gone ahead and actually hooked up to HDMI 3. Looks like it's going to force me to do that. Okay, I do not want to play around in there. Okay, it looks like the remote itself really has to be pointed down here. Pointing it over here does nothing. So that's a little bit annoying. You've really got to aim at that one corner of the screen, which is fine, because where I actually sit on the desk or in the other office is, I'm probably about here, and the TV's, right about there. It's going to be from the wall, so it's really not that bad. But anyway, it's going ahead and it's actually looking for channels. I really don't care about that. I'm not going to be using it with an antenna. So let's go over aspect ratio 16:9. I'm not going to go into the picture wizard just yet. Picture mode, we'll use standard, I assume. Let's see what the options are. Okay. There's actually quite a few here. There's intelligent sensor, vivid, standard is the one it's in. Then there's cinema, sport, game, and then ISF Expert 1 and ISF Expert 2, which I assume are customizable options. And I see, well, there's some parental controls. My kid's not quite old enough for me to have to worry about that. We do have captioning on and off. There's a power indicator. And I'm actually going to go into manual tuning and take a look here. Here we go. Now we can start switching what we want to switch to input-wise. Not quite. So let's get back out of there. Of course, it'd probably help if I actually read the book a little bit more. Let's see if there's more options down here. Nope, but there might have been more up here that I didn't go through. No, still not finding where to hook up HDMI. It has a built-in clock where you can have the timer on and off, or a sleep timer plus the time as well. Now here's the audio settings. Infinite surround. Let's just turn that on by default. It just sounds like something you'd want on. Of course, if it sounds like crap, we'll just turn it off. I'm going to go into the picture wizard. Okay, it just goes through. It's going to show me a bunch of pictures and ask me which one is better. I'm really not too concerned about this, to be honest. So we'll just take that for bright. Well, I'm just going to take all these defaults as let me see, color and medium. The picture does look quite well. I'm not really sure how well it comes across on the actual video itself. Yeah, it looks great. There's just a ton of different settings for it. So here we go. I'm going to turn the DTV off for digital TV, as I don't use that as an input. Apparently that's where I was saving it to. Alright, great. I'm going to try to go back in, take a look at the inputs. There we go. HDMI 3. If I would have just done that at the start. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I've got my my iMac hooked up to it. So let's go ahead and take a look here. There we go. We're going to have to adjust some settings here. Now I have my iMac set as the default monitor. I'm actually just going to open this up and quickly switch it over to being secondary. And here we go. This way here I have all my menu bars on my screen over here. And I'm not seeing my menu bar. And we're in 1080p resolution. Actually, it was in 1080i. I'm switching it over to 1080p. Here we go. Everything looks good. It probably needs a bit of tweaking here. The font looks a little pixelated. So I'm just going to go ahead and close these. And we're going to have to play around with the aspect ratio as my mouse is going off the top. And basically the picture itself is a little bit bigger than the actual display. So there's usually some sort of setting for this. And I'm going through some of the different color combinations. I really like that setting. But anyway, let me see. We're just going to quickly go through here. That's the one I want. Let's go back into my menu. And we'll want to go into the picture. There might be options. We do want the 16 by 9. It looks like the Just Scan actually is the best. Now there, everything fits just perfect. And of course, you know, like usual, I don't rehearse any of this stuff, so you're discovering it as I discover. Now I'm looking for an exit button to get out of the menu. I do not want to go back into the picture menu. If I just hit menu again? No. If I hit input? Nope. Back? There we go. Alright, so we're out of there. We have it set up so that we can actually see everything here, and by adjusting the size of the screen down to 1080p and actually activating the getting out of 1080i and going to 1080p, it actually, the font is really crisp. Now it is a 32-inch display, we're only running 1080p, so it's not going to be as good as, let's say, like a resolution of here with the iMac is in, I think it's like 2560 by 1440 on a 27-inch display, so you have a lot more pixels per inch there, but I'm not planning on sitting this close to it, so I really won't notice. But as far as the actual look goes, it looks really great. It does seem to be tilted forward, but that might actually be my desk. And like I said, it does not tilt itself. It does swivel though. But once we wall mount it, I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and actually open up Unity. And we'll just take a look at our hack and slash project, as it's something that actually does have quite a bit of color. This is our little Pong game we made last night in the chat room. So I'm actually just going to go ahead, we'll open up our hack and slash, and we'll just play around with it a bit in 32 inches. Is this opening up on a different screen? There we go. Make sure I'm just not sitting in the way here. As you can see, Windows defaulted over to this monitor. I'm going to go straight into the tutorial. Now the size of my actual Unity editor is set to that screen, so I've got to adjust a few things here, but that's fine. I'm just going to go to maximize on play. I'm actually going to go straight to, let's do, what scene? Let's actually just go right into the tutorial scene. And we've got maximize on play, so let's go ahead. I do not have any sound here, so I'll have to find some free music to test the sound out. But here, like, everything looks great. I obviously need to work on my lighting actually in game, but everything looks great, and there are different modes here that you can go through as well. This is the sport mode, which is a bit brighter. The water looks really amazing on this screen. And remember, my purpose in getting this was actually just to get the cheapest 1080p display I could get at 32 inches for upstairs, because it's not something I use a lot, but you know, it's something I obviously want to enjoy. Most of the time I'm either running, we have UVerse here, so I'm usually running UVerse over it while I do some work, or Netflix. So pretty much any 1080p display would have been good enough. Yeah, like things look really good. I'm just going to go through a few of the displays here. So we're in sport. This is actually, it has a game display, which is a little bit dimmer than sport, but a little bit brighter than cinema. Turned off, so it's just the defaults. Again, cinema, sport. I'm going to leave it on game for now. And I'm actually just going to run around a bit, maybe. I'm still getting used to my trackpad here. But as you can see, like, the clouds are very wispy, all the fog. Let's go run up to some trees and take a look at those. Or I guess before we do that, let's go grab some gear. Now the sound you're hearing is actually coming from the iMac itself. Even though it is connected through an HDMI. Let me turn the volume up a bit. And we'll test the music next. Whoops. I waited too long to get to my chest, and the automatic timer that we have set on our chest destroyed them. I'm just actually going to hit the portal. And we'll run up to a tree. I can't move very well on this touchpad for right clicking. But that's fine. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better than some of the actual more expensive TVs we had. I think so far the winner is still the Sharp Quattro. I really like that TV, even though the color that you're sending in is in 3 channels and it converts it to 4. And I was worried about color correction, especially for stuff for graphics for your games. I never had a problem with it. We have that upstairs in our entertainment room, and still have not had a problem with that TV. Very good looking TV, very thin. It's an LED, this is just an LCD, so it is a little bit thicker. But yeah, it looks great. Let's go ahead and actually try some free music. I know I've got a few songs. We'll have to go over here. Just let me open up iTunes. Or open up my calendar instead. And commercial free music. This is a Minecraft song. Most of the sound is coming from this speaker. Not getting any sound out of here. And I don't think I will running it through my computer. I think it's automatic. Well, we do have options here. Let's go into System Preferences. We'll go over to sound. This is actually going to be quite a long review. And output. It'll only default to the internal speakers. I'm eventually going to want to be able to pump sound out to this. Actually, I'm going from a display port on the back of the iMac to HDMI, so to be honest, it probably doesn't even carry the audio signal. That's probably what's going on. Alright, so let's go ahead and shrink this down. It's got a few downloads going. Well, I guess I should just stop the music too. But yeah, I've got tons of options to go ahead and play around with on this thing. It looks absolutely beautiful. If you have a chance to go out and pick one up, the model number itself, let me see, it's an LG. I can't find the model number. And I guess I really should look that up. I know it's on the receipt. The receipt's upstairs. The 32LK450. I don't think that's it. It should be on the box, but I'm just not seeing it right now. I'll post it in the little doobly-doo down below, or in the title itself. There's my serial number. I guess that is it, actually. So it's the 32LK450-UB. So far, first impressions, really like it. The colors are very vibrant. They're very crisp. They pop quite well. It's very bright. I haven't really played the settings. Let's go back. Well, I'll go back and set them to the factory defaults. But everything looks great. I can't wait to get this upstairs and run some Netflix on it and see what it looks like. But anyway, thanks for watching me go through unboxing and setting this up. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.